So, if you're where I was right now in your career, you work in corporate America, you're a huge success, you've got a great title, salary, benefits, everything that comes with that. But deep down, you're not happy. You're stressed. You know there's more to what you want to do than what you're currently doing. So, if that sounds like you, I'm going to share the top 10 things that help me realize that and help plan my escape from corporate America. So, hey, I'm Dustin Neff, your anti career coach, and I help people that are trapped in corporate America, maybe with golden handcuffs, maybe they're extremely stressed, whatever that is. I help them move out of corporate America by identifying what vehicle they want to be in and help them leave in 90 to 180 days with replacing their salary and taking that stress away. So for me, the top 10 moments that helped me identify that I no longer wanted to be in corporate America. So we'll get into it. So one is the higher I climb, the more stress and pressure and expectations that were put on me. So I thought with every raise, every promotion, that it would help me leverage because I could hire more people and delegate. But ultimately, everything just fell upon me. And anybody that knows me or worked with me, they know that I'm a servant leader. I lead from the bottom up. I want the decision tree to go from bottom to top, not from me barking down orders. So when I realized that, yes, that strategy was extremely successful in 4 or 5 stops once I, identified that that is truly who I wanted to be, a servant leader. But not all companies will allow you to run your business like that. Some of them want you to make all the directions, all the decisions, and then you pass it down, and then your next manager passes it down. So for me, that was a giant red flag. So that was one. Number two is I took a huge promotion in 2020. We were on our house hunting trip the day COVID hit. And I was so excited to be back in Memphis. I went to college there. Yeah, I know it gets a bad rap, but it's one of the favorite places I've ever lived. But that all got disrupted because it was no longer the same. So for Nike, I moved around, I think 5 or 6 different moves. In order for me to move up, I had to go somewhere else where there was an opening. So ultimately, that did help me become a better manager, better leader. I got to learn from a lot of different styles, a lot of different philosophies, and it helped me become the leader that I am. But I realized that for me to keep doing that, I didn't want to move anymore. Now, I've got a wife, got a 10-year-old son. We didn't want to continue to move and start all over. So that was two. All right. So number three is chasing money. So I ultimately, after 19 years, one, we wanted to move back to Little Rock, and two, I was going to go to whatever company paid me the most money. And I chose a company that, 6-figure salary, stock options. And then if you can hit your metrics, whatever your salary was, that's what your bonus would be. So financially, incredible opportunity. But what I quickly learned is not all companies are like the company that I worked for that will allow you to run your business like it's your own business. Ultimately, it was, hey, don't make decisions. You just follow this script. You do this, follow this playbook, and that's it. So I got to be creative with some of the things, but I didn't have total creative control. So that brings me to number four is control. Building businesses that you want, that that run how you want them to run. So like I said, extremely fortunate is that for so long in retail, running different stores, marketplaces, I got to implement my personal style and philosophy and run the business that way. Didn't really get a lot of pushback. Even when I left retail and I went to supply chain, and I had 31 managers that reported to me, 250 people on my shift, and ultimately worked cross-functionally with about 1,000 people. I was still given the freedom to test some of my creative ideas and roll it out in a different setting. And guess what? It worked. But ultimately, my next promotion, was not like that. So freedom to make my own decisions or create the business that I want to create on my own terms. So that was number 4. Okay, number 5 is not getting to choose who I work with is a big deal. So when you have control and you're able to hire people that have the same philosophy as you, incredible. When you don't have that control and you basically have to accept people, it can be absolutely excruciating. When I went to supply chain, my peer that I was placed with was the exact opposite of me and probably one of the most abrasive, super abrasive. So I'll just leave it at that. Now, we did complete each other as far as my type of leadership and her type of leadership, but ultimately, quality of life, it was not fun. So, now I control who I work with. Okay, so that's top 5. So, I'm not even going top 10. I'm just going top 5. And